It's week 3 of the Hallmark and Great American Family movie season. All 6 movies this week were enjoyable to watch. Will the hunky carpenter, the goofy but lovable home builder, or the former high school dreamboat turned English teacher take the crown for the week? Hey everyone, I'm John and you're watching The Real Man RomCom Review. And before I reveal my rankings for this week, a reminder to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell so you'll be notified when new content drops. So let's get started with my review of the movies of the week for November 2nd through the 5th. And number 6 was Our Christmas Wedding, which aired Sunday, November 5th on Great American Family. Nicole and Michael have been dating for about a year or so, and Michael decides to pop the question to Nicole after Thanksgiving dinner. Now, like most girls, Nicole has dreamed of her wedding day for years, and she's put those dreams into her wedding ideas binder, which she shows Michael. In that binder is a photo of Stonewater Estate. Nicole's parents were married at the estate, and Nicole has dreamed of getting married there herself one day. Now, Michael suggests they go check out the estate. When they arrive, they meet Vikram, whose family has owned the estate for years. But the estate is being sold to a developer who's going to tear it down after the holidays and build condos on the lot. Now, Kim, who's Nicole's boss and Michael's aunt, suggests that they get married before Christmas, which is just a few short weeks away. She also says that she will be their wedding planner as a return favor for the excellent job Michael and Nicole did planning their wedding to Uncle Bradley. And this is going to put a lot of stress on both Michael, who has signed a deal with a record label, who wants to produce a Christmas song and will be released, get this, on Christmas. What moronic executive decided to release a Christmas song on Christmas Day? The last day of radio play for the Christmas season. Epic fail. Anyway, Nicole has a huge presentation coming up for Mr. Greenwich, which she is still working to perfect. Now, planning a wedding is going to take a lot of time away from working on the presentation. Kim, ignoring Nicole's wedding ideas binder, tells Nicole that there are 5 keys to a successful wedding. Number 1, the dress. Number 2, food and beverage. Number 3, the cake. Number 4, the guest list. And number 5, the venue. Well, thank God they already have that. So the movie proceeds with Kim and Nicole working on the 4 remaining things for a successful wedding. Now, there are a few problems with this. 1, Kim isn't listening to what Nicole and Michael wants. Are we surprised here? Michael and Nicole are not spending time together because they are so busy. Are we surprised here? And number 3, time is running out fast. Are we surprised here? So will they get the wedding planned in time? Does Michael get his song recorded? How does the presentation go with Mr. Greenwich? These questions and more will be answered when you watch Our Christmas Wedding. Now, overall, this movie was just fine. Unfortunately, it was against stiff competition this week, and somebody has to be on the bottom. Now, I really enjoyed the casting of this movie. Holly DeVoe, who played Nicole, had this Kristen Ritter vibe going, which I totally loved. And the role of Kim was played by the gorgeous Bridget Kingsley, who was the lead in one of GAF's better movies from last year, The Art of Christmas. And Drew Seeley, who plays the up-and-coming singer Michael, is a Broadway veteran. Now, there were a few head-scratchers in this movie as well. I mean, they have 3 weeks to pull off this wedding, and it's at least a week into this, and they're still arguing over the guest list, which means that invitations have not been mailed. Now, we know how slow the mail can be around Christmas, so I hope everyone being invited is very local. At Nicole's bridal shower, she's unable to answer when asked if blue is Michael's favorite color. Now, you've been dating this guy for a year and you don't know his favorite color? Wow. Michael and Nicole do kiss at the end, and I give this a kiss-o-meter for being pretty basic and boring. Number 5 is My Christmas Guide, which aired Thursday, November 2nd on the Hallmark Channel. Now, Peyton Lewis trains guide dogs to assist people with visual impairments. And her new client is single dad, Dr. Trevor Donovan, who teaches literature at the local university. Now, Peyton's boyfriend, Chad, is heading out with Chainsaw and the boys to Florida for a winter golf weekend. And as we know, when the cat is away, the mice will play. Peyton and Trevor end up spending a lot of time together outside of work, working with Max the guide dog and spending time with Trevor's daughter, Annie. Many times, one person in a relationship tends to look at their partner through rose-colored glasses. Now, Peyton is guilty of this when it comes to self-centered Chad. It takes someone outside the relationship to help that person take off the glasses and see what the real relationship is all about. And for Peyton, that is BFF and co-worker Katie, who doles out juicy nuggets of relationship wisdom throughout the movie. For example, when Chad decides to head off with the boys for his golf weekend, Katie tells Peyton, when a person in a relationship starts to put their friends first, you are headed down a slippery slope. Now, probably the most ridiculous part of this whole movie is the way the whole storyline with Trevor and his boss, Dr. Shaw. Now, Dr. Shaw makes more than one suggestion that Dr. Donovan, or Trevor, should take some time off from his job while they complete construction around the campus. Okay, now look, we all know how our universities become the bastion of woke and progressive ideals. And in this D&I world that we now live in, how can they allow this bonehead to head a department, much less be employed? Now, I'm sure the ACLU or the American Council of the Blind would like to have a legal discussion with Dr. Shaw and the university on what the ADA means. I'm truly shocked that Hallmark allowed this to make the final cut. Now, of course, this does lead us to the second most ridiculous part of the movie, the Rudy-esque-style revolt of the student body against Dr. Shaw and the university in support of Dr. Donovan. Dr. Donovan's loyal students decide to write letters of protest against Dr. Shaw and the university. They march in one by one and lay their letters on Dr. Shaw's desk. Okay, it was only 4 students, but it was effective because Dr. Shaw changed his tune. Now, ultimately, Peyton realizes that Chad is a self-centered SOB and dumps him for Trevor. Peyton, Trevor, and Annie and Max spend Christmas Day together. And that night, Trevor and Peyton profess their love for each other. Kissy, kissy, God bless us, everyone. Look, while I admit I enjoyed this movie more than I expected, we've seen the girl with the bad boyfriend meets new better man movie many times before, and this one doesn't give us anything new. Unfortunately, this is another 2023 Hallmark Christmas movie that seems to lack a lot of Christmas. I'm starting to get the feeling that the writer's strike may have forced Hallmark to take non-Christmas movie scripts and throw in a tree and decorations to give it a Christmas feel. Now, my Kiss-O-Meter score for this movie was a 4, which what was I expecting from a guy who's legally blind? I mean, it would have been better had Peyton been the instigator instead of Trevor. Number 4, A Dash for Christmas, which aired Saturday, November 4th on Great American Family. Recently retired ad executive Megan has come to Maple Grove, Connecticut to spend Christmas with her sister, who doesn't know she's coming to visit. Now, while waiting on her rideshare to pick her up outside the hometown bakery, she notices that someone has left the door open on a beautifully restored candy apple red classic pickup truck. Now, Megan closes the door just as bakery owner Aaron walks out of the bakery with several boxes of pastries. The truck door is now locked, and Aaron ends up dropping several boxes of pastries on the ground as he and Megan try to get the keys from his coat pocket. Not the best way to meet a man, but we can certainly see the sparks fly between these two. Megan gets a call from her recruiter that Foodery, a new startup company, is looking for a new media executive, and she is in the running. She needs to come up with a video for the interview that shows she knows her way around the kitchen. Megan discovers that Aaron has a baking vlog, so she hatches a plan to get Aaron to assist with making the video. Now, Aaron and Megan spend time together getting to know each other while baking gingerbread cookies, making Christmas bread, and decorating a tree at the bakery. Things seem to be going swimmingly between them until Megan suggests that she can help Aaron boost business by retooling his very boring website. Now, Aaron doesn't like change, and he gives Megan the cold shoulder because of this. You see, Aaron had a fiance back in the day, and while they had plans to open a restaurant together, their paths went in different ways and they broke up. This evidently has scarred him from ever dreaming again. Bonehead. Now, due to an accident at Megan's sister's house, Aaron has sprained his wrist and he'll not be able to be the lead baker at the local bake-off. So Megan is going to have to take his place. Okay, now look, I was all in on the movie until this point where things seemed to go off the rails. So number 1, for some reason, the assistant at the bake-off can only get ingredients off the shelf and not actually assist with the recipe or baking process. How redonkulously stupid is that? Number 2, there's a 60-minute time limit in which you have to make and prepare some sort of fruitcake dish. They are tootling along, and 30 minutes into the event, she panics and can't remember the recipe. So Megan up and changes the recipe right then and there and manages to mix, bake, and decorate Granny's fruitcake tort. Are we to believe that the laws of physics cease to exist in her oven? Inconceivable. Erin then pulls an end around on Megan by using her computer to send a video of Megan at the bake-off to the foodery company without her knowledge. And when recruiter Danny calls to tell her that she got the job, we don't get the bonehead moment where she berates him for going behind her back. Oh no! She's grateful for what he did, even though it means she would have to leave town for the new job. All Megan wants is for Erin to say, don't go. This is from 1989's Vault track. So anyway, that's kind of stupid, isn't it? Never mind. I thought it was cute in my head.
I was like, where are you going?
It was cute in my head. It was cute in my head. All Megan wants is for Erin to tell her to stay and not go. But Erin can't do it. Well, guess what, folks? Erin is a bonehead after all. Megan ultimately comes up with the idea of the foodery company using Erin as their talent for their video releases, which Megan will produce at the bakery. They confess their love, kissy kissy, whatever. Again, another movie which I wasn't so sure about turned up better than I thought. Now, we had lots of Christmas in this movie with all the baking, caroling, and decorating. I mean, it wasn't for lacking of fun moments either, such as when she discovers that she has made salt cookies instead of sugar cookies. Oh, the memories of me eating my daughter's salt cookies still haunts me to this day. Now, as for the kiss-o-meter, they hit the jackpot with a 10. I mean, at first they give us this sweet little kiss, but then Megan reaches out and grabs him and they kiss again, and then Erin smashes it out of the park by dipping Megan during the kiss. Zowie, hot, hot, hot. Now, before I get to the top 3 movies for this week, a reminder to subscribe to my channel so that you can see all my reviews, and remember to ring that bell to be notified when new content drops. Now that we have all that business out of the way, here are my top 3 movies for the week of November 2nd through the 5th. Number 3, Flipping for Christmas, which aired Friday, November 3rd on the Hallmark Channel. Abigail Jones, or Abby, is a successful realtor who owns her own firm, Abigail Jones Incorporated. I mean, you couldn't come up with a better name than that? Anyway, Abby just secured a contract with Novacor to sell a 100-unit community. And Abby's sister Claire calls Abby and asks her to come home for Christmas early. Seems that her hubby's Uncle Frank left him his 100-year-old house, and they want Abby to come and look at it and recommend what they can do to flip the property so they can use the profits to build an extension on their home for Abby and Claire's father, who's been living in the garage since his wife died. Now, when Abby arrives to look at the house, hunky carpenter Bo arrives. Abby learns that Uncle Frank named Bo a co-beneficiary of the house, and Bo wants to turn the house into a B&B. What seems like a simple flip has now become greatly complicated. Bo and Abby agree to make renovations while they decide if they will sell the house or turn it into a B&B. Now, at this point, Realtor Lisa and amateur handyman John have some real issues at this point. Number one, you have to know what the goal is before you start making renovations to a home. Number 2, Claire's family lives paycheck to paycheck, and Bo's money is tied up in projects he's working on, so where are they going to get the money to pay for these renovations? And number 3, wallpaper doesn't just peel off the wall dry. You have to reactivate the methacellulose on the back of the wallpaper so that it will scrape off the wall cleanly. Any fixer-upper fan would know that. Novacor is known for gentrifying communities. Antonio, Novacor's lead man, finds out via Abby's assistant that a vacant lot is available in the town of Bradbury. Now, Bo wants to see this lot turned into community center and a park for the community. And now there's this whole mess to work out between Abby and Bo before they fall in love and kiss at the end of the movie. So you'll have to watch the movie to discover how this all plays out. Now look, this was a very enjoyable movie. It had lots of Christmas strewn throughout the movie to get you into the festive mood. And Bo is just an all-around good guy who loves Uncle Frank, loves where he lives, and does good things for the people of the town. I have no idea how he has time to renovate a house and build custom woodworking for the people of the town. This man must never sleep. Now, the utterly gorgeous Ashley Newborough plays Abby, who is a strong-willed business owner and perfect counterpart to Bo. Now, while they had great chemistry between them, when it came time for the final scene smoocheroo, the kiss-o-meter gives them a 3. It was just a plain old boring kiss. Finally, any movie that incorporates a Dr. Seuss quote deserves to be acknowledged. So Bo tells Abby how Frank helped pull him out of a bad place in his life. And Frank would say, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." A line from Oh, the Places You Will Go. Nice to see that Dr. Seuss is no longer canceled. Number 2, the Santa Summit, which aired Sunday, November 5th on the Hallmark Channel. Now, Jordan, Ava, and Stella are teachers at Garden City Collegiate. Jordan teaches art, Anna math, and Stella used to teach music until she was reassigned to English due to budget cuts. Now, per the interwebs, Garden City Collegiate is an actual school in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, but I don't know if we were ever told that this is where this movie takes place. Now, Jordan, who is still smarting from her breakup with Nico several months ago, wants to get out and have fun. So she recruits Ava and Stella to attend the annual Santa Summit, or that thing with all the Santas. In a nod to the elf costume scene in Three Wise Men and a Baby, we get a scene of the 3 girls all decked out in their Santa suits strolling along the streets, making their way to the first event of the Santa Summit. Now, all 3 girls had their own version of a Santa suit, but my favorite was Ava's red jacket and pants set with black corset belt, black knee-high boots, and a wonderful red hooded cape with fur-lined edge. It was smoking. Anyway, Jordan loses her purse in line, which is found by Liam, who's attending the Santa Summit for the first time with his brother Mac. Now, Liam is there for fun, while Mac is hoping to use the time to network and get some new renovation contracts for his business. And Liam and Jordan meet and spend several minutes chatting with each other in their Santa outfits. Now, sensing an immediate connection, they decide to head inside for a drink, but become separated when they collide with some other Santas. Now, forgetting to exchange names or phone numbers, the race is on to see if they can find each other before the Santa Summit ends that evening. Ava is hoping to run into fellow teacher Ben at the summit, where she decides that she is going to stop being coy with Ben and tell him that she loves him. Now, Stella, the Debbie Downer of the group, just wants to get through the day with her friends. But a strange man named Freddie seems to show up wherever she is, much to Stella's disappointment. Will Liam and Jordan find each other before the night ends? Does Ava finally confess her love to Ben? And who the hell is Freddie? These questions will be answered and more in the Santa Summit. Now, I was really excited to see this movie this week. I mean, I adore Hunter King, who we saw in last year's A Royal Corgi Christmas, and the previews had me feeling this was going to be the female version of last year's Three Wise Men and a Baby. Now, while it delivered overall, there was something about the movie that was just a bit off. There was not enough humorous Santa stuff. I mean, I wanted to see Jim Belushi in the gorilla outfit in Traded Spaces. I wanted that crazy Hello Kitty from Bullet Train, which starred Hunter's younger sister, Joey King. I wanted Buddy the Elf. I wanted Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor in chicken suits from Stir Crazy. Instead, we got a Christmas tree and a man in a reindeer costume. It was a huge miss. The movie is fast-paced and has all the near-miss moments that we have seen in other Gotta Find That Person movies. Now, I really like Ben and Ava throwing it down at the silent disco, which is something I'm dying to try. Stella's karaoke performance was outstanding, and Liam and the reindeer dished out some very poignant thoughts on life. Now, after all the time spent looking for each other, I would have thought that their first kiss would have been a whopper, but it only rated a 5 on the old kiss-o-meter. Another missed moment. Number 1 was Never Been Christ, which aired Saturday, November 4th on the Hallmark Channel. Now, Liz and Naomi have been friends since they were little girls, and currently they reside in Palo Alto, California, where they co-own a company that has created the Best Pal app. And Liz and Naomi are hoping to get funded to expand the app. And Lisa and Naomi are returning to their hometown of Weston for Christmas. Now, they wonder if they're going to see the it guy from high school, Chris Silver. Okay, now this is a Hallmark movie, so of course they're going to run into Chris at the local coffee shop. Donning matching ugly Christmas sweaters given to them from Naomi's mother, the girls head to the only bar in town where they once again run into Chris. He invites them over to meet the gang from their high school days. Liz and Naomi each get to spend a little intimate time with Chris, who certainly seems to be playing it cool as they start to compete for his attention. You see, Liz and Naomi have never been Christ, which is to say that back in their high school days, any girl who dated Chris instantly became popular. At the local skating rink, as Liz and Chris talk, they stare deeply into each other's eyes, and then blammo! Liz and Chris embrace and kiss, and I mean a smoking hot 10 on the old kiss-o-meter. At this point, Lisa and I's jaws drop to the floor, only to be discovered that we've been punked. The kiss was a dream within Liz's mind. Later, though, Naomi and Chris skate. Naomi slips on the ice and Chris catches her, which then leads to another deep stare, and kapow! Naomi and Kiss share a much less hot 6 on the kiss-o-meter, but a very real kiss. Now at this point, I am like, oh my, are we going to have an all-out girl fight between these two? I mean, Lisa and I are most anxious to see where this goes. Now, as the movie plays out, the girls each discover that they have to give something up of themselves to get to where they are in life, and it's time for them to start to branch out on their own. This movie was really a whole lot of fun. I mean, Tyler Hynes has portraying that coolly aloof guy down to an art, and I hate him for that. The way he is with each girl reminds me of my favorite Christmas baddie, that Jersey player Dinkelman. The biggest problem with this movie is with the casting. So, like the cast of characters went to high school, they graduated in 2006, making them 35 years old. Now, while I was able to believe the secondary characters around them were 35, Liz and Naomi looked like they were in their 20s and maybe early 30s at best. And despite, no matter how good looking Tyler Hynes is, me thinking that he's 35 is just getting kind of hard to believe. So do you agree with my rankings? Let me know in the comments section below. We've reached the quarter pole mark of the 2023 Christmas movie season. Will these movies make my top 10 list at the end of the season? Subscribe to my channel to see all my reviews and be sure to ring that bell so that you know when new content drops. And what do you think of my Merry Swiftmas tree? It's decorated with my bracelets that were made or traded for at the Eras Tour. Anyway, I'm John. Thanks for watching The Real Man RomCom Review.